If you are a married believer trying to navigate this intimacy thing without shame, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you are in the right place.
I didn't know my identity.
Mm-hmm.
I was hurting on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't make sense of it. I needed to feel something physically to make sense of the internal pain that I was dealing with. When I sat in my car with my kids playing in my best friend's yard with that 9mm in my hand, I said, God, if I'm meant to be here, she'll see this text message. If not, your girl is good and gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this life that can convince me that I'm supposed to stay here and continue to be in pain.
Wow.
If you take an inventory of my lived experiences,
Yeah.
who am I?
Who are you?
I am abandonment. I am an addict. I am depression. I am anxiety. I am a bad wife. I am a bad mom. I am a bad friend. I am a bad person.
Yeah.
So if this is the case, God, what is the world? What value am I giving the world? God can't heal what we continue to conceal.
That's right.
You keep concealing it. How can God heal it? Everyone does not deserve access to your healing journey. And I'm talking to the people who like to put on social media that I'm in my healing journey. I'm looking at you right now. I'm talking to the people who like to yell to the top of the mountaintop. I'm in my healing girl era. Sit down somewhere. Are you really living in freedom in the bedroom?
Place where we tell our truth. Testimony, healing, breaking shame loose. Learning our bodies and walking by faith. Intimacy, God's way, right here is the place. Sex ed for saints. Mondays at 6. We believe in the power of the story. Not just pain, but redemption and glory. Faith in the rhythm, hearts in the mix. Trust in educators. Mondays at 6. We're overcoming by the word of these testimonies. People getting free when we speak what's holy. Healing in our hearts, shame starts to split. Every story told, another chain gets stripped. Learning our bodies, learning His way. Intimacy and faith, walking day by day. This is where we heal, where the truth sticks. Sex ed for saints, Mondays at 6.
What's the lesson we will learn today? What's the lesson we will learn today? What's the lesson we will learn today on Sex Ed for Saints? It's time to party. Hey. What's up, beautiful people? It's Coach Tammy in the building, y'all. I have a special, very, very special guest with me today. I am so excited.
I'm excited to be here. Like, I can't tell you how excited I am.
Girl.
And nervous and excited and all the above.
Girl. You're going to be nervous for 2 seconds because when y'all start hearing her story, y'all going to be like, man, wow.
I don't even know why I'm nervous. That's just me. Whenever, even on my own show, I always get nervous right beforehand. Palms get sweaty. I get sweaty. And it's like, girl, why are you nervous? God, you know what you're doing. You know God is going to speak through you. So don't even worry about it. So I'm just excited for the conversation. And let's make it do what it do.
Yes, yes. Well, y'all, this is my sister, right?
Yep.
My sister from the Safe Space.
Shout out to Coach Jessica.
Shout out to Coach Jess. She the best coach in the world, y'all. She is the best mentor in the world.
That part. That part. And I got to see you 2 weekends in a row because we had our retreat last weekend.
We had our retreat.
And now I get to spend this weekend with you. And
let's talk about that retreat real quick.
Ooh, child.
Because, I mean, it aligns with the conversation today because we're talking about healing.
Yeah.
And all that. But, like, we had a moment.
We definitely had a moment. And, you know, one thing I tell people that when God aligns you with someone, when God gives you access to someone, you need to take that serious because I truly believe that access is a privilege and we have to honor that privilege. So when Coach Jessica paired us, when was it? Was it a year ago?
Yeah.
A little bit over a year, about a year ago, on a year ago. I didn't know you from a can of paint. Let's just be honest. We live in 2 different states, neighboring states, but we just clicked. We just clicked, and I'm so thankful because God knew. He's so intentional. And last weekend on that beach, it's amazing how God just aligned us to move together, not knowing what was about to happen, and He literally showed both of us that we're safe with each other. He showed both of us that we're in the right place. And I just love that about God. And so you stuck like Chuck, baby. We down like 4 flats. I'm just saying.
I know. Y'all, I've been letting her talk, right? But let me let her introduce herself and tell everybody a little bit about who you are. Y'all, this is Dorcas.
Yes, I am Dorcas. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of Women of Hope magazine, where at Women of Hope, we see you. We see your dreams. We see you. We see what you're building. We hear the voice that you have. I'm also the founder of the Dorcas Pittman podcast, where I empower high-achieving women to drop the cape and heal for real. Because once you let go of the weight of your past, you expand your capacity to do exactly what God called you to do. So I've had my own healing journey, and I know we're going to get into that today, but my healing journey has allowed me the space to grow, to breathe, and to do the things that God has called me to do, because I couldn't operate in this vein, in this space, and do what I'm doing as a builder in the kingdom if I hadn't chosen to heal for real.
Yeah, and I love that. And y'all, I am one of her featured writers. I just want to put in that plug.
She is one of our resident writers at Women of Hope. And listen, what God is about to do through Women of Hope, we have our summer issue dropping in 11 days, so you'll get to read her piece in the magazine. But
yeah. And y'all, I'm so mad that I don't have a copy of the magazine with me today. But when I tell y'all the level of quality, the level of perfection, I absolutely love Women of Hope magazine. I felt so honored to even be asked to contribute to something that is so beautifully done. And
it's crazy, people tell me how honored they are to be chosen, but I am honored that you chose to pour into something that you really, you don't even know where God is taking it. And you trusted the vision that God gave me. And so when people give me their yes, I don't take it lightly, because you don't have to. You don't have to pour into that platform. It's a vision God gave me. But for you to just trust the God in the vision, that means more to me than anybody would ever know. And if I hadn't done the work, I wouldn't have the courage or the capacity to do what it takes to produce Women of Hope magazine.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that real quick, because God gave you a vision for that. The type of women that you have in there. Let me hear about that.
So one thing that God made clear last weekend was the women that are a part of Women of Hope, they're all me.
Yeah.
They are all me in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And one thing that I desired was to be seen. Because as a child growing up, dealing with identity issues, dealing with abandonment issues, all of those things, I just wanted to be seen. And I found myself performing however I needed to perform. But the women of Hope, they're no longer performing.
Yeah.
They are literally standing in their purpose. And so when I say I am them, they are me, they are standing in their purpose. And I want the world to see them. I want them to know that they are seen. Because in all of us, there's this little girl that say, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm doing what God called me to do, not for validation, but to say, hey, look at me. I chose to do the work. I chose to heal. I chose to build, and I chose to do it unapologetically.
Yeah.
So Women of Hope is just a platform for me to be that space where we all get to see them and they feel seen, they feel heard, and they know that they're doing exactly what God called them to do.
Yeah, I love that, because you're creating a space for women to be seen where they once might not have been.
Yeah.
Right? And so I kind of want to take it back to you a little bit, because it makes me go back to even your childhood. For you to be able to get there, you had to go through some things.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about, in what areas were you unseen growing up?
So you know, with my mom leaving me with my grandparents, and just leaving to provide a better life for her. You know, I'm from the deep South. I tell people, I mean, think about the country, then multiply that times 10. Like, I'm a country girl at heart. But there are, you know, looking at my friends at school, they have their mom. I live with my grandparents. It's a very untraditional household.
Let me ask, why were you living with your grandparents?
Because my mom left when I was 2 and went to Detroit. So there are no jobs in Catherine, Alabama. Like, there's no, nothing. I mean, literally, I understand she wanted to provide a better life for herself, and like, this was in the late 80s. So she left me with my grandparents, and that's where I stayed. And so I didn't grow up with my mom in the household. I didn't grow up with my dad in my household. Everyone around me had their mom or their dad in the house. And so here I am, this little girl navigating. Not to say that my grandparents didn't love me the way that they knew to love me, provide a roof over my head, food on my table, clothes on my back, but there was more. You know, I needed you to see me as the little girl who's struggling to navigate this journey, struggling to navigate life without her mom in the house with her, without her mom to go to. You know, even though I visited every summer, it was still, I was lacking something. I wanted you to see me. I wanted you to see the pain that I was feeling. I wanted you to see me. And it led to me putting on that overachiever cape because I wanted to be seen. I'm gonna get good grades. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make honor roll. I'm gonna be salutatorian. I'm gonna be this because I need somebody to see me. I need someone to validate that I'm important, because navigating that space in that abandonment trauma, it was like, am I not important enough? I understand now as an adult what her logic was, but me navigating it as a child, as a preteen, as a teen, here was I not enough?
Because it's almost like you don't have the language for it.
I didn't. Because we didn't talk about it.
I kind of resonate with that because, you know, I was also, my mom, we are originally from the Bahamas. And, you know, she would move to the U.S. I'm not sure when, but I was always back and forth. And so when she would go to the U.S., her and my dad, I would stay back with my grandparents at the time, until my grandpa, he died. But I would be with my grandparents, and I remember one time where I wanted my mom so bad that this was a long time ago, y'all. I'm aging myself. Y'all don't come after me for my age. But they had an operator. So it wasn't like you had to call 0 and they had somebody connect the call. I'm dating myself, right? And so, like, I felt so, well, I don't know exactly, I don't have the language for that, right? But I felt like I just wanted my mom. And I remember calling the operator and saying, can you put my mom on the phone? And she was like, what's her number so that I can connect you? And I was like, I don't know her number. And she was like, well, sweetheart, you need to know her number in order for me to connect her. And then she just hung up. And I remember crying and crying and crying because my mom had been gone for so long. And it's not like how we have today where we got FaceTime and all of that. I had no way of contacting her unless she found a phone to be able to call. And back then you had to pay to call. You had to find, like, the communication was lacking. And you know, and I did not call exactly, and I did not understand that. And so, you know, for me, it when you said that, it kind of resonated because I felt that. I've been raised by my grandparents, or if it wasn't my grandparents, it was me hopping from relative to relative, and as a result, you know, it allowed things to happen because you can't really control who comes into the homes of others, and as a result of that, I was violated. Right. And so I want to talk a little bit about your story and your experience with her not being there.
I didn't, like I said, you know, and as a mom now, you know, when God tells us to train up a child in the way they should go, they will not depart from it. It's not just Him saying, giving the child the foundation of Him, the Word of God. it's giving the child their identity, their identity rooted in Scripture, who you are, how valuable you are. And I didn't know how valuable I was. I didn't know my identity. There was no one there. I knew my name. And here's the thing, and I talked about this a little bit in the summer issue. So my nickname growing up, and I don't know if you have to bleep this out now, it was Coochie. So here I am, this young girl that has no identity, doesn't know who she is, has no one to tell her who she is, and this is what you're calling me.
Like, why were they calling you that? I'm trying to understand. Like, if you look, like, where they could. Okay, yeah.
So here's the thing, and I'm just going to be brutally honest. There's two stories. There's one story was that there was a family member who liked the song Oochie Coochie La La La. That's one story. But then there's another story that, and I don't know which one is has the most validity to it. There was another story, part of that I had such a pronounce.
Yeah.
As a child, that's what they started calling me. Which is even worse. So that's...
In either context is bad, right?
It is very bad. And so here I am navigating this motherless child, navigating the prime development of my life. And I'm navigating abandonment trauma. And then introduce the sexual trauma. And I have everyone calling me the slang of a female genital area. Yeah. And so that is what I identified as.
Wow.
My mom never called me that. She hated the name. She hated it. But from the grown men to my classmates. Yeah. And it got so bad in high school that they went from... My classmates told me I graduated from Coochie to the P word. So here I am in the cafeteria, and they're screaming that across.
And you mentioned it was a small
town. Some of my family didn't even know my government name.
Wow.
They didn't even know my name because that is all they knew. So that was my identity. And so here I am navigating this space of abandonment trauma, molestation, hormones, all of these things, and the only thing I have to identify myself as is this.
It has so many different layers, because how are you internalizing this as you are going through that experience?
That part. Is that all I have to offer? I did my makeup, so you ain't gonna make me cry on this. I did my makeup now. I put a little mascaras on, a little eyeshadow, a little foundation. So I'm gonna keep this lump in my throat at bay. But that's, to be honest with you, because of here I am, I don't have my mom. Because a girl's mom is her first best friend. Even though we tell our daughters, I'm not your little friend. But still, my daughter, like, that's my home girl. Yeah. She's gonna know. She knows when, like, that is my girl. So I am going to do everything in my power to nurture her, to tell her who she is. But I give my mom grace because she didn't have anyone to do that for her. And neither did my grandmother or my great-grandmother. So that's that generational curse aspect of it. But here I am navigating this with all of this trauma. That is overshadowing the love that, through providing, that my grandmother and my grandfather is giving me. And that's why I said it overshadowed all of that, because that pain was so much louder.
Yeah. I want to ask, like, when you have that level of pain and it's really loud, what would you say some of the symptoms were that you were living out loud? Like, how did that show up?
Honestly, they call me sassy. Like, I would my moods would go from this to that. I had boyfriends, but I wasn't sexually active. I would tell them I was going one place with friends and I would go somewhere else because they showed me attention. But for me, a lot of it, that was minor, but it played out in the secret place. It played out with me in my closet with a hammer, beating myself because I needed the physical pain to match the internal pain. See, nobody saw that. Nobody saw those scars. Nobody saw those bruises.
Wow.
And that was a sad place to be in. It played out in me telling myself that I was useless. It played out in me forming my identity out of pain, out of all of that. And none of it was the truth. So when you form your identity out of the pain of your trauma, it is not in alignment with who God tells you are. Yeah. So because you are forming this, your own identity with no real foundation of who God created you to be, your only foundation is your pain, that is what you're going to live out. So I lived out pain, and my pain came in the secret place. Yeah. My pain came in me becoming addicted to pornography as a teenager. Nobody saw that. Yeah. And yeah, I had, boyfriends and stuff and all of these things, and was like, hey, I'm going with my best friend, but I'll be going with my boyfriend, and didn't get caught and didn't really care. Because who cares about me, for real? Y'all really don't care about me. Then, it led to me really not liking my mom in high school, didn't want to go talk to her. It led to resentment. But the most detrimental part of it came in the secret place.
Wow. So you mentioned you harming yourself. Yeah. I wanna tap into that, because what did you feel that was doing for you? Like it's what I'm seeing is you experiencing pain, but I'm trying to understand where the pleasure came in that.
The pleasure, it really was. It's like I'm trying to give me language for it. Father, give me language for it. So I was hurting on the inside, and I couldn't make sense of it. So it really wasn't a pleasure. It was me trying to make sense of the pain that I was feeling. So, okay, how can I make sense of this? It was twofold. It was me harming myself physically because I needed to feel something physically to make sense of the internal pain that I was dealing with. But also, it was me saying, you deserve this.
I think that's so deep. That is so deep.
You deserve this.
That is so deep. And
because I saw myself as less than. I saw myself as not enough. I saw myself as God's mistake. I saw myself as nothing. Yeah. So that's where that came from. That was my logic of, okay, you're hurting on the inside, so let's make it make sense and let's hurt on the outside. But also in that same vein, I was telling myself, you deserve this pain.
I think it's so important that you said that, because one of the things that you mentioned is that you were hurting yourself because you couldn't give language to the pain that you were experiencing. And I think we're in a state of life where people are trying to find the language for what they are experiencing and not having a solution to the why and the how. And so I think that you're giving someone who is going through that same thing to have language so that they don't harm themselves. Yeah. And I think that's important. I want to know, how long were you doing that?
Honestly, I don't know.
And at what point did you decide, or what was occurring for you to be like, okay, I'm addicted to pornography at a young age and I'm harming myself? At what point did you say, okay, what's happening with me?
I think I stopped the hammer, the self-harming, and leaned more into the pornography. So the pornography was giving me the high that I needed to suppress the pain. So by the time, you know, this is aging me. I'm aging myself because I'm an 80s baby. We had Max After Dark. We had all that stuff. So staying up late at night, I had asked. We didn't have cell phones back then. It wasn't that accessible to us back then.
We had to stay up
We
and
had
watch
to
the
stay
TV.
up late when everybody else was gone to sleep, and be watching to make sure, and be listening to make sure nobody. That part. But I leaned more into the pornography of it, and so by the time I was maybe a sophomore in high school. I'm up every Friday, Saturday. If it's on, I'm up. If it's on, I'm up. And so, and as we got access to the internet and cell phones as an adult, it got even worse.
How I want to know, because I'm curious as to, you know, now you have these addictions that nobody is seeing, yes, and you're dating. So how does that play out in your relationships?
They don't know. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
I'm dating, you know, we're just dating, but still.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at that time, like I said, when I first really started, I wasn't having sex. So even though I knew what sex was, because here I was molested and stuff like that. Well, but from the pornography, I would learn how to touch myself. So here I am, I'm doing that, and I'm getting that pleasure. I'm getting that high because I'm doing it myself. So no one needs to know.
Yeah.
And then plus, I knew it was something I wasn't supposed to do. So I already feel like I'm less than. I already feel like I'm not good enough. I already feel these things. So why would I tell you about the stuff that I'm doing behind the closed doors that's really keeping me sane right now?
Yeah.
It was my drug. Everyone else in, you know, high school, they smoking weed. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because if I'm doing that, you're gonna see it, and I'm not gonna be the good girl who's getting all A's. I'm not gonna be that. So how dare would I taint my image to y'all?
Yeah.
Exposing my demons.
Yeah.
That are really keeping me sane.
Yeah.
So they can't know.
Yeah, and it's the illusion.
It's the illusion
of what's keeping you sane.
Yeah.
And so, like, how long did you keep that up? Because I'm curious to know, like, how do you go through relationships being addicted, but it's not showing up?
When they're not. So, okay, I would tell you my addiction literally ended when I started my healing journey in 2019.
And at this point, like, were you already married?
I'm married with 2 kids.
Yeah. So,
I'm married for 2 kids. Got married in 2010, FYI. Yeah. I'm married with 2 kids.
So, in marriage, like, is your husband not noticing? Like,
so he knew I would watch it. And here's the thing. And I love how God is taking this thing full circle. We're on the Sex Ed for podcast, Sex Ed for Saints podcast. So my husband, he knew I watched pornography from time to time. I used to sell bedroom candy. I sold sex toys, all of those things, but he didn't know it was an addiction. So there's the thing: you can show to the point that it doesn't seem like an addiction, but it's an addiction if you have a bad day at work and you're watching it driving down the road. When every time you are having a bad moment, or the times that nobody sees you watching it. Now the times I share with you, hey, this is what I used today, and you knowing this is I used that, and that's the thing about it. So people ask me, how do you become addicted to pornography? Movie gallery. You remember movie gallery? Yeah, I was go in the movie gallery, and this was before I got married, and I would go in the back when I knew the time nobody was gonna be in the movie theaters, the movie gallery store, and I can go in the back and rent my videos and be in my room. I had a roommate, be in my room. I know her work schedule. I know where to hide them. I knew all these things. So here's the thing. It's one thing to know I watch it, but it's another thing to know that, hey, it's on my phone, and if I have a bad day at work, or if I'm at work and I'm really struggling.
Yeah. I think what you are bringing to light is the fact of how long somebody can hold space for addictions, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't physically harming me.
Spiritually.
It was spiritually harming me.
So let's talk about how that showed up.
And this thing is so it is so layered. You know, I didn't realize I had been dealing with mental illness as far back as I can remember. You know, looking back to the depression of being a child and depressed, you know, anxiety, all of those things. And that was my drug. And so even though I grew up in a church, even though I knew the word, even though I was going to church, even though I was in these small groups, I still hadn't healed. And so the mental illness of the depression, the anxiety, and all of the suppressed trauma as a child, it literally was causing a spiritual illness because there was no clarity. There was no clarity at all. And I want, and just to bring it all together, 2019, you know, I said after I had my second child, you know, postpartum depression is real.
Yeah.
So because of the severity of my postpartum depression, the severity of my anxiety, I couldn't suppress anything. I couldn't, all of the emotions and trauma I had compartmentalized, I don't know what happened to those boxes.
Yeah.
Those boxes just kapoof. And all of it just literally just like a flood just came rushing to the forefront. And there was no hiding anymore.
Yeah.
And so here's this mental illness these mental illnesses that I'm challenged with, and the demons of the pornography, the demons of, you know, wearing all these masks, all of these things. There was I literally was like, I'm on the verge of cursing God at this point, because at this point your girl been going through since she was 2 years old.
Yeah.
At this point, if you put me here to be in pain, you can have this life.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't want to have to wrestle with pornography. I don't want to have to do any of these things. I am tired of surviving. I am tired. My soul is weary. My body is tired. I'm tired of these masks I'm wearing. Bro, they heavy.
Yeah.
They are real heavy.
Because you are hiding a lot.
I am hiding a lot. I have been hiding a lot since as far back as I can remember. And that's only the stuff that I can remember, because I know I've blocked out some stuff that God just won't even allow me to remember.
Right.
And it's like, because of that, the mental illness here, there was a blockage. There was nothing. God, I really don't like you right now.
It's almost like you were a ticking time bomb.
Yes.
So did the bomb explode?
Oh, the bomb really I wrote about it in my book, Breaking the Silence, Christianity and Mental Illness. Yeah. March 2019, when I sat in my car with my kids playing in my best friend's yard with that 9mm in my hand. I said, God, if I'm meant to be here, she'll see this text message. If not, your girl is good and gone.
Yeah.
Because at this point, there's nothing, not even my kids, my husband, there's nothing in this life that can convince me that I'm supposed to stay here and continue to be in pain.
Wow.
Because at this point, because I have I'm holding up these masks, I'm having issues in my marriage. We're not communicating. There's friction there. There's friction all around me. How am I supposed to exist in all of this friction?
Yeah.
How am I? The internal friction, spiritual friction, marital friction. We're not having sex for real because I'm still, who am I? Who am I? And that was the problem. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
I didn't know my value, because from a young age, I had literally built my own identity based on lived experiences. And if you take an inventory of my lived experiences,
Yeah.
who am I?
Who are you?
I am abandonment. I am molestation. I am an addict. As they would call me, crazy, because I would go from 0 to 100. I would cry for no reason, didn't have language for it. I have been raped. I am depression. I am anxiety. I am a bad wife. I am a bad mom. I am a bad friend. I am a bad person.
Yeah.
So if this is the case, God, what is the world? What value am I giving the world? So in that car, I literally saw the enemy pleading for my life. I saw my brains literally up against the window. I still vividly remember the couple across the street who were doing yard work that day in March. A young white couple at my friend's house. I vividly remember that. And thank God I sent my friend a message. I said, help me. I said, God, if I'm meant to be here, she gonna see this message. If not, who cares? Mm-hmm. You see, that's where the mental illness was causing a spiritual illness, because when you know who you are in Christ and you know the value of him having you to him just calling you to exist, there is no room for suicidal ideations.
Yes.
But because the enemy had more than a footstool.
Yeah.
The enemy had access to all of me. Mm-hmm. Because my identity was developed from what little knowledge I had of who I am based off of my lived experiences.
My God.
And church taught me religion, not relationship.
My God.
Whew, okay.
Yeah, and listen.
God,
listen.
Really? You doing your big one with this one?
I didn't know
where this conversation was going today.
None of us knew where it was
going to
go.
Okay.
None of us knew where it was going to go. But listen, when I tell you, and I'm listening to your story, and I'm thinking, but God.
But God. You see this chick today? Y'all see it? You see her, don't you? Listen, Linda.
But God. So you send a text to your best friend, and she sees it.
She see it. When I tell you, you know how you watch, I'm thinking about, I can't remember the name of the movie, but anyway, how they can tell you the timeline of the message being sent, like through the cartoon. Honestly, I think she was there before it even made it. I don't even know. It was like I sent it and she was there, because you know we all have that friend. You can text them, and they may text you like 2 weeks later. That's her. And so even though she was there at the house, they were outside playing with the kids. So she may or may not have a phone. She may not see her phone. We playing with the kids.
So you were at her house, the kids were outside, and your goal was to do whatever it was you were going to do in front of her house with the kids.
And I didn't think about that.
And you didn't think about that. Wow.
And I actually saw my kids running up to the car.
Wow.
I was so consumed with pain. I was so consumed with pain that nothing else mattered. So it was the friend's house I was at. That's not the one who I sent her the text. It's my other friend was there too. So we were all there. We went to college together. We have this 6 kids between the two of us. And the one who lives there, I said, when I pull up in your driveway, come get my kids out of the car. That's all I told her. And then I pulled out of her driveway and pulled on a curb in front of her house. And so my other friend, that's the one she has a licensed counselor. She has a social work psychology degree. She's the one who's the expert at this. I sent her the message and said, help me. And that's the one who came to the car, and she got the gun out of my hand. And can I tell you, that was in 2019. I let my concealed carry license expire. Like, I still have my gun, but I haven't been to the shooting range. And I told my husband I'd have to go back.
Yeah.
Because that was something we did together. But that day, it went from a hobby to a means to end it all. Yeah. And I want to get over that and getting back into the gun range and loving the artistry and the sport of shooting. Yeah.
Because the gun wasn't the issue; it was the mindset.
It was the mind.
It's the fact that you needed to heal, and so they came and they rescued you.
Yeah.
And so from that point on, what did healing look like?
So that was in March of 2019, and I still continue to navigate this place of I don't know what's going on. It got worse, and it got to the point in May, where I didn't feel safe with me anymore, and so I slept more. I have 2 small kids. I would time it to where, hey, go to work, get the kids. As soon as my husband get home, I'm in the bed. And I called off the end of May of 2019. I remember I called off work. My daughter had she graduated from pre-K that day. And it took everything I had in me to be happy. Couple days prior, I didn't go to work, and I stayed in bed all day. I didn't drink, I didn't eat, because I said, if I get out this bed, I don't know what I'm going to do to me, because I didn't recognize the woman looking back at me. Go pick the kids up from daycare, feed them, do all the things. My husband come home from work, I'm going back to bed. And that was my cycle for those 2 days. The day my daughter graduated from pre-K, my mom was here, my in-laws was here. They live close by. Mom lives in Georgia. And I wasn't happy. It took everything I had to be happy. This is my firstborn, and she's graduating pre-K.
Yeah.
I wore the mask of happiness, but that night I told my husband, I said, something is wrong. I said, I need help. He said, what do you mean? I said, I got to go to the hospital. I said, I don't trust me with me.
Yeah.
I don't trust me with me, and somebody got to tell me something. And keep in mind, my mom is here. I drove down the street, told my mother and my father-in-law, I said, hey, Gerard is going to take me to the hospital. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. I said, but I don't know me. I don't trust me with me. I said, I need your help with my kids. And I still get emotional telling this story because that decision changed my life. My husband took me to the hospital. I thought it was going to give me some medicine and go back home. I thought wrong. They checked me in, gave me these plastic scrubs. I was like, and I know why, because you can pull the thread out of cloth and harm yourself. Took me to the belly of that hospital, and I was in Brookwood mental ward from Thursday night, I want to say, to Monday morning. And I had been begging and asking God for a vacation. That was the vacation he gave me. No cell phone.
Mental ward.
No cell phone.
Yeah.
No one had access to me for real. That's when he gave me the title of Breaking the Silence, Christianity and Mental Illness. That's when he told me, daughter, it's time to heal and tell your story. That was when the masks had to come off.
Yes.
And that is when the healing began.
Man. All right, listen. There are so many different layers to that.
Listen,
you having the ability to be able to say something, right? Because you just came out of a situation where, like, it's almost like you're crying out for help.
Yeah.
Because somebody needs to see that something is not right.
Yeah.
And you're showing all the signs.
But nobody can recognize the signs. That's the thing. No one can recognize the signs because we don't talk about the signs. We don't talk about this is what to look for. And at that moment, it was either I help myself or I am not really going to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to real quick give a shout out to community, because you had a community behind you, even though, right? Like, you had people who you went to and you're like, I need help. Yeah.
And I give my husband, he didn't know, this was new to him. And keep in mind, my husband didn't even know the complexity of my story because
you hid it so well.
I hid it so well. And I thank God for that man. I thank God for that man, because he's my husband. He had to navigate this healing journey with me. When he signed up to marry me, he didn't know he was signing up to this magnitude of trauma.
Yeah.
But we'll be married 16 years on July the 23rd. I'm sorry, my daughter's birthday is July 25th. Sorry, babe. 23rd, July 23rd. But I thank God for my husband.
Yeah.
Because not only did he chose to stand by me and navigate and watch me navigate my healing journey. Helpless.
Yeah.
And as men, as husbands, the worst thing that they can feel is helpless, because they are meant to take care. They're meant to fix it.
Yeah.
So he had to stand by, helpless,
That's
and
good.
watch me navigate this healing journey.
Yeah.
And then he had to
Learn.
process the fact that the woman he married is not the woman he thought she was.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah. Y'all see why it's important to marry the right person.
Hey, girl, I almost went there. I almost went to third heaven just then. I almost started speaking in tongues on it, okay? Because, listen, Linda, it is so important. But God knew. And, you know, we say the person you marry is not, you marry one person, but you have to choose to marry every person that person is going to evolve and become. He literally did that.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, babe. Love you. But and we own the Sex Ed for Saints podcast. But I want to tap into that because keep in mind we're married. We're supposed to be loving and hugging, worshiping. Do you not realize that I slept fully clothed until I healed?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
I still sleep in socks. My kids think I'm weird, but if my feet get cold, everything cold. But I slept long pants, shirt, like underwear. I slept fully clothed. If we could have relations, I'm putting on all my clothes again.
That's a lot of clothes to take off to even do anything. I'm demotivated by then.
I slept fully clothed with my husband. We got married in 2010.
Yeah.
I ain't started this healing journey until 2019.
9 years.
9 years. And
of being fully clothed.
Being fully clothed. It was more than 9 years. Because keep in mind, even though I started my healing journey in 2019,
you still had a process.
I still had a process. And he mentioned that. He said, girl, how you went from sleeping fully clothed to just get mad because you got to put on clothes because these kids, they need you in the middle of the night. I was like, it's called freedom. Once I heal the abandonment trauma, the sexual trauma, I could trust myself with my husband.
Yeah. What did that healing look like? Because somebody's going to be watching this and they're going to be like, I want to be able to heal too. What do I have to do?
Let me tell you something. You got to be honest with yourself. You have to really be honest with yourself and call out and speak on every single thing that you've experienced. That is why breaking the silence, Christianity and mental illness was so important, because I talk about the abandonment trauma. I talk about the sexual trauma. I talk about the rape. I talk about the addiction to pornography and that, because that's not something somebody did to me. That is something that I was doing to myself.
Yeah.
I talk about the suicidal ideations. What Christian want to talk about the fact that they wanted to commit suicide?
Yeah.
That goes against all biblical principles.
Yeah.
Forgive you. He can't forgive you for self-murder. Like, you have to be honest and really choose to take off every mask that you have been wearing. That's where the healing begins. You know, we said God can't heal what we continue to conceal.
That's right.
You keep concealing it. How can God heal it? Yes, God knows it's there, but God wants us to confess our sins to one another. Not only confess our sins, but confess our pain.
Yeah.
He said, those who are weary, come to me. I will give you rest. Thank God I had community. And like I said, my mom was there. My husband knew I was there. My in-laws knew I was there. And my two best friends who were at the house that day, and my other close friend that's in Orlando, those people knew I was in the mental ward. Nobody else.
Yeah.
And that was key, because everyone does not deserve access to your healing journey. And I'm talking to the people who like to put on social media that I'm in my healing journey. I'm looking at you right now. I'm talking to the people who like to yell to the top of the mountaintop. I'm in my healing girl era. Sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Get yourself in a community. Get in an incubator. do what the caterpillar do when he gets ready to become a butterfly, and allow limited access. Everyone does not deserve access to your healing journey, because the same people you screaming and hollering to on Facebook talking about you and your healing girl journey, they are the same ones that praying to whoever their God is that you don't heal. Mm-hmm. So sit down somewhere and be quiet. Okay, I just had to make the disclaimer and talk to
Girl,
them. Because
it's okay.
Listen.
Because they need to hear it.
They need to hear that, but I had to get in this incubation, and I had to do the work. I had to literally, and when I tell you, it wasn't pretty. Mm-hmm. Because there were some things that I had to confess that I was like, God, are you for real? Mm-hmm. He said, the enemy will not have a footstool with you.
Yeah.
He will not have a footstool with you. He said, so do you trust me or do you trust me? Mm-hmm. And when I say I thank God for my husband, I thank God for that man.
Yeah.
Even though he get on my nerves sometimes, I thank God for that man. Mm-hmm. Because he's seen the ugly of my healing.
Yeah.
And the average man would have left.
Yeah. Yeah.
The average man would have left. And so the more I surrendered mm-hmm. to God's process mm-hmm. and in obedience.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we want to reveal the stuff that is comfortable.
Mm-hmm. We good with comfort.
We good with comfort.
We ain't good with the other one.
But when God tell you to reveal the stuff that is
the opposite of that.
With God, you be like, huh? And here's the thing. God will make you reveal it, and He will double dog dare you. He said, "Don't you tell anybody that I told you to reveal it. Yeah. Just reveal it.
Just reveal it."
Because people would talk you out of doing mm-hmm. something. I wouldn't do that if I was you. So that is why I say you have to, like, if you're gonna choose to heal, mm-hmm. you just got to be ready for it to get ugly. You think the trauma was ugly? That trauma was ugly, but it left you in bondage. Healing is ugly, but it leads you to freedom.
That's right.
It leads you to a space where you're no longer weighed down mm-hmm. by shame. We talk about pride. We talk about all of these things, but it takes you being like God by any means necessary mm-hmm. and mean it. Because right. I promise you, there were plenty of days I'm like, even with the book, mm-hmm. you want me to tell these folks
it's
that?
A process.
It's a process.
And I think that's what people need to learn.
Yeah, they want to. We live in a microwave society where everybody want a quick fix.
They want it overnight.
But
it's a process.
Listen.
And that process can take years sometimes.
What year are we in? 2026?
2026, y'all.
2026. And can I tell you, because I trusted God with the deep-rooted pain, mm-hmm. He knows He can trust me with everything. I trust Him with everything else. And when I tell people that healing is continuous, it is, because life is continuous.
Yeah.
And when you learn how to heal, even though you may lose your way a couple times, you get shaken up and you lose your bearings, God is always going to bring you back to the principles.
And that's the difference.
Yes, He's going to bring you back. God required me last year to go back and read my own book. I said, what? I wrote it. He said, go back and read it.
Yeah.
And I started taking notes from a different perspective.
Yeah, because now you coming from a different place.
Yes. But healing gave me permission mm-hmm. to be free.
Yeah.
That's why I'm able to come on mm-hmm. the podcast and come on and create and talk about it.
And speak to high level.
And speak to how, girl, you can't, we talked about the magazine when we first got started. Do you know I wouldn't have had the capacity mm-hmm. to even think about doing that? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you why. God, what if this blows up and the masks all fall off? Mm-hmm. There's this fear that if I would have been afraid. Can you imagine me having Women of Hope being the level of Essence or beyond, and all of a sudden those masks fall off?
You wouldn't have been able to do it.
Can you talk about public shame? Mm-hmm. Can you talk about they would have drugged me through the mess?
Yeah.
So God said, if I'm going to call you to something the caliber of Women of Hope, if I'm going to call you to speak, you are not going to be like the people I called before. Mm-hmm. You are going to be free, my daughter. Mm-hmm. He wants you to be free, honey. He wants you to be free. And he wants you to be free at home first. So I'm free with that man because I no longer have the weight of the sexual trauma. Mm-hmm. I'm free.
Or any of the trauma.
Of any of the trauma. I'm free with that man.
Yeah.
So because I'm free at home, hey.
She can now be free. Y'all, I'm over here choking at the same time.
Listen, it's okay.
I'm getting through it, though. I absolutely love this conversation. We could be here all day talking about it. But what I want you to really speak to is, what is the lesson that you want somebody to learn today from your experience?
Oh. So God created us mind, body, and spirit. Mm-hmm. And they work together. Mm-hmm. They have to be in alignment. They have to be on one accord. And if any part, if your mind is out of whack, your body and your spirit is going to be off.
Yeah.
If your body is out of whack, your spirit and your mind is going to be off. And oftentimes we want to navigate life ignoring one or two of them. That's not how God created us to be. God created us to be in order, in alignment, mind, body, and spirit. Mm-hmm. And it starts here, mind, body, and spirit. Because if your mind is off, everything else is off. Mm-hmm. I'm not telling you what I read in the book. I'm telling you from lived experience. We overcame the enemy by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimonies. It's not a coincidence that you're watching Sex Ed for Saints. And we talk a little bit about sex, but we ain't really talk about sex today. Mm-hmm. Because God needed you to hear that if your body is off, then everything else is going to be off. Your spirit is going to grow weary. Your mind is going to be plagued. Mm-hmm. Like, God, what is wrong? But if your mind and your spirit is off, you're not going to be able to fully commit to yourself in the bed with your husband freely. And you probably say, well, we have a good sex life. Do you really? Mm-hmm. Do you really have a good sex life? Are you really living in freedom in the bedroom as saints? Because there are a lot of saints. There are a lot of high-achieving women and men who are not in alignment mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So they are not truly free to be in the bedroom. Yeah. So what I want you to hear today is choose to heal. When you choose to heal, you're healing your mind, but you're also healing your spirit and you're healing your body. Mm-hmm. And God will begin to reveal to you the true purpose of your mind, body, and spirit. We are triune beings. We are meant to work together. Yeah. And now that I'm free mentally, and now that I'm free emotionally, and I'm free spiritually, your girl is free physically. Yeah. And I took Hey God, can I home? And let's just say, I am free to be everything I need to be with my husband. And because I not now honor the vessel, and even though the sexual trauma hindered me, and there was so much shame to what I was doing, now I explore and I love my body, and because I explore and love my body, I'm free and open to my husband doing the same.
You see that? I love that.
Won't he do it?
I love it. Won't he do it? I absolutely love it. Listen, Dorcas, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation because I honestly believe that you have helped so many people because you are talking about things that people are scared to go there.
I will go there with you.
You know?
I will go there with you.
People are scared, though.
But they don't have to go by themselves,
They don't have to.
That's the thing about it. I'm that chick where, I entered this space as a coach. And I still have that coaching hat on, but I know God is calling me to build the things that He's calling me to build. But that coach still comes out of me.
You're gonna coach on a higher level.
I'm a coach on a higher level. And the thing I always tell my clients, I said, I'm not that coach that's just gonna tell you what to do. I'm that coach who's going to go back and come where you are. I'm going to hold your hand, and we're going to walk about this thing together because I know the steps to take. And oftentimes when somebody's telling you how to get somewhere, there's a level of anxiety and fear that you're going to get lost. No, I'm going to hold your hand. When I say jump, you jump. You don't have to worry about if you're jumping the right way or not. I'm going to hold your hand, and we're going to jump together because if you fall, I fall. And guess what? Because I know how to get back up, I'm going to pick you back up. So you don't have to do this thing by yourself. We were not meant to do life alone, and that's just not with companionship, husband and wife. Me and Tammy, hey, I told you we down like 4 flats. She stuck like Chuck, and I honor that. So honor the people that God put in your life to stretch you, to stretch you, and to lovingly hold that mirror up and say, girl, you deserve better than what you're giving yourself. You deserve better than what you're selling for. And you deserve better than to continue to allow what happened to you be the reason why you don't build what God called you to build.
Amen. I love that. I love that. We started this podcast with you calling you all the things that God wasn't saying that you were.
Yeah.
Who are you now?
I am Dorcas. And people say, well, that's your real name. Can I tell you why that statement carries so much weight? Because I told you they started out calling me Coochie. Then when my mom called me Kay, my middle name is LaKay. When I went to college, I left Coochie behind, but everyone called me Kay. To this day, people that's real close to me, they call me Kay. But I want to say about a year or so ago, I introduced myself as Dorcas. I used to tell people, oh, it's Kay or Dorcas, whatever you're comfortable with. But I am Dorcas. I am the woman that God created.
Yes.
I am the disciple. I am the woman of good works. I am the woman who goes back and pick up the one who has fallen and holds her hand while she steps into her fullest authority in Christ. I am Dorcas.
Yes.
Everything else I do, it's just a part of who I am. But who I am at my core is Dorcas, God's daughter. So when I introduce myself to new people, I'm Dorcas, not Kay, not anybody else. I am Dorcas.
From the I Am Dorcas.
From the Dorcas Pittman podcast.
There we go.
Yeah, all of that from the Dorcas Pittman podcast, empowering her to drop the cape and heal for real.
Listen, y'all, this episode has been so good because you understand why she's saying we're empowering women to drop the cape and heal for real. There are so many people who need some real healing out there.
Yeah.
And she just showed you a story that you can also have access to get it. You just have to be willing to do the work.
Do the work. Do the work.
Thank you, Dorcas, for
having
being
me
on my podcast. Let me tell you, this episode is going to bless so many people. I want people to be able to reach out to you because you are a coach.
Yeah.
You are you do have the Woman of Hope magazine, which I am going to drop the link. Y'all, make sure y'all buy this magazine. It is the bomb, okay?
Listen.
I've been asked to be on many magazines, and I didn't say yes. I didn't say yes.
Thank you for your
because I thought about all the time that I don't have. But when Dorcas asked me, I said I have to.
Listen.
Because God has attached something to you.
Whew, he has definitely this is an assignment that I'm not just saying this because it's he gave me the assignment. This assignment is going to bless so many people because it didn't make sense to me. When God gives you something that don't make a lick of sense, listen, you better hold on to that and you better do whatever God tells you to do. Because all I got to say is stay tuned. If you think essence is essence.
I don't know now. Essence ain't essence no more. It ain't essence.
Well, I say, in the Black culture, we have essence and all those things, and we think about that. But Women of Hope is on a different level.
It is.
Because when I tell you we see you, we see you.
Yeah.
We see
and we're going to see some more features on that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Give a shout out to Keith Lee. I hope you see this episode.
Yeah, Keith Lee, Keith and Ronnie, check your inbox, check your email, okay?
Check your email.
Yeah, the spring issue comes out July. Not spring. The summer issue comes out July 25th. The fall issue will come out I said July. That's my daughter's birthday. July 15th. Get your numbers right, girl. Too much stuff going on in July. But anyway, the summer issue comes out July 15th in digital and print form. The fall issue would be in November 15th, but I'm already working on the fall issue. But yeah, and like I said, the podcast, I'm actually gonna start really digging into naming all of these capes that women wear, because somebody they need language. Mm-hmm. They don't know they're wearing a cape, and I'm gonna show them, hey baby, that's this the cape you're wearing. It's heavy, ain't it? Yeah. So I'm gonna really start digging into that and identifying all the capes. I'm excited about this turn, because God wanted me to get comfortable just doing it by myself, and now He's saying, okay, now you can go back. Go back. So we're gonna be bringing guests on the show. So look out for Coach Tammy being on the Dorcas Pittman podcast, and we're just going to have those conversations with women who chose to drop the cape and heal for real, and what life looks like on the other side of that cape coming off. So, but yeah, you can, my booking link is on my website, dorcaspittman.com. Mm-hmm. Everything dorcaspittman.com is my website. I am Dorcas P on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You'll find me there. But I'm here. If you need me, you ask. God will receive. God will give it to you. You've listened to the podcast. Now you're responsible for what you heard. I'm just saying.
That's it. She done gave you the charge. Thank you again for tuning in. Let me tell y'all, this episode blessed me so much. When I tell you, when God speaks to me about who He wants on this podcast, I don't even know why all the time. But I always get something in my spirit that says this is going to be a good one. And I absolutely knew that it was. And it was. Okay? It was. And so I want to thank you again, Dorcas, for being on. I am blessed to be in your presence. I honor you for being the gift that God has brought into my life. And so I'm just excited to see where God is going to take all of us.
All of us.
Because we're going somewhere.
That part. She said all of us. All of us. Okay.
Amen. So y'all, if y'all have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And let me know in the comments, what is the lesson that you have learned from today? Because whatever you write, that might be something that somebody needed to learn too. And so thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, we're going to say bye. Bye. Hey y'all, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Now friends, if this conversation blessed you, do me a favor. Take a moment to leave a review, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, because you already know we need more faith-filled, real conversations like this in the world. And listen, I know you heard a gem today, something that made you pause, something that made you think, something that made you say, woo, this was for me. But friend, it might not be just for you. So go ahead and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Send it to a friend, a spouse, a sister in Christ, somebody who's been feeling stuck or silent in this area. Let's spread healing, freedom, and truth one conversation at a time. And until next time, we're going to get candid, but keep it God. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Where hearts get free, learning our bodies with holy therapy. God will desire with love in the mix. Sex ed for saints, Mondays at 6. This the space where hearts get free, learning our bodies with holy therapy. God will desire with love in the mix. Sex ed for saints, Mondays at 6. Tune in Mondays at 6. Come and sit in this love. Oh, I come and sing this love. At 6, come and sing this song. Oh, let's sing this song. This is the space where hearts get free, learning our bodies with holy therapy. God will desire with love in the mix. Sex ed for saints, Mondays at 6. This is the space where hearts get free, learning our